XRP is having a little bit of a pullback as we speak after reaching a price of about $2.65. But I actually think that now could be the start of the alt season that everybody is waiting for. So I want to discuss that idea. I also want to talk about why XRP might be pulling back today. And I want to talk about a little bit of news that have been swept under the rug that a lot of people are not talking about. But I think you guys are going to want to hear this. Now, please remember that nothing in my videos is ever financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. And let's jump straight into it. So we can see $2.50. After, on a technical level, XRP did move all the way up to about $2.65. We are coming down to retest what was previous resistance and hopefully what will be flipped into a support. Very similar to what we saw here and extremely similar to what we saw right here. So right now, I am not worried about this at all. This could be a bullish retest. And just like we spoke about in yesterday's video, this could be an opportunity for an entry if you are looking for a trade and maybe you missed out on the entries that we got here. Now, I'm not telling you to open a trade here. I'm just saying if you are looking for one, this is a potential entry if you think that we might bounce off what was previous resistance and now support, and that fits in with your specific trading style. If you are looking for a place to trade, remember you can still get this XRP bonus if you use my links down there in the description to Blowfin. On Blowfin, you can trade on the spot market, the futures market, and you can also dabble in a little bit of copy trading if that's something that interests you. I myself have been testing out the Quantoshi CK Steady Copy Trader. This is a trading algorithm developed by Quantoshi.com, and you guys can access all of this using the links down there in the description. Feel free to check that out, but always do your own research. Now, right now, Trump says when Treasury Secretary Bazinet goes on TV, everything goes up, and this is happening again today. This could be extremely bullish for crypto and, of course, XRP. Right now, the altcoin market is seeing somewhat of a pullback, but this could be the calm before the storm if we do get good news coming out. Now, remember yesterday we spoke about this Wisdom Tree. $100 billion asset manager states XRP is the only altcoin fit to complement Bitcoin. And this is what I like to see. Of course, I am a big advocate of Bitcoin. It's a large position in my portfolio, and it's good to see that $100 billion asset manager would also hold XRP. The firm uniquely classifies both Bitcoin and XRP under the layer 1 payments due to their primary function as digital payment instruments. This distinction positions XRP as the altcoin counterpart to Bitcoin in the payments category, similar to how Solana parallels Ethereum in the smart contract segment. Very interesting stuff there. And to top it off, guys, this is the news that I think people aren't really considering as much. So we know that Ripple was meeting the UAE officials to discuss digital payment infrastructure and accelerating financial innovation. We also know that XRP has become the first regulated cryptocurrency in the UAE just recently, and all the while US governments are making trillion-dollar deals within this similar region, while Ripple simultaneously is closing even more deals at the same time. Could this all be leading up to a big news break where we learn something, or something is actually happening that we're excited about within banks, within big money transfers, all of that? Or is it simply just a coincidence? Let me know what you think down there in the comment section. On top of this, we have this tweet. These are some of the reasons why I think there could be an alt season starting right now. Before we jump into this, of course, I am bullish. I have been bullish since I was opening these positions when everyone else was telling you the market was dead. I've been bullish since Bitcoin and XRP were in a bear market, but I understand the risks. Now, the risks that are involved here are that, yes, I believe an alt season might be starting. However, I also understand that I could be wrong. I think this is very important, and again, something that I see lacking in the YouTuber space when they talk about XRP. No one really wants to accept the possibility that we may be wrong. Okay, so how do I combat the fact that I might be wrong? I take profits periodically. I have stop losses and all of risk management in place, and I also have a plan if the market crashes. If the market crashes, unlike most YouTubers, I will continue to make content every single day. So I'll take you on that journey, but please make sure you understand the risks before you get too bullish, because the risk of getting involved after major moves is a lot higher than getting involved before major moves or while everyone's panicked. That's how I managed to open these positions, going against what retail are doing. Now, it doesn't mean we can't go higher, but I do think there's going to be a lot of volatility, especially considering most people are banking on the price going up, which we can see here on the Bitcoin exchange liquidation map, where most people in this market right now are long, which means there is a lot of money if the manipulation is true, and how I believe it to be true. There's a lot of money to be made if the market is forced downwards by the large players in the market. But with that said, Bitcoin right now is near an all-time high, and retail interest is near an all-time low. If you search for XRP on Google Trends over the last 5 years worldwide, you can see, yes, we're starting to tick up, but we are very close to bear market lows for XRP. People are not new in this market who are investing. This is people like us who are in an echo chamber, who believe in crypto, who have had money sidelines and putting money into the market and all of that sort of stuff. This is not new retail investment. Same can be said for Bitcoin. Same can most likely be said for the altcoins. Why is this extremely bullish? It's simple. Normally, our big blow-off tops are created by new money entering the market. This is where the smart money starts to exit the market, starts to reduce their positions, starts to take profits. Key here being take profits. I understand a lot of you guys do not want to take profits from your XRP position, and that's a perfectly reasonable strategy as long as you have a long-term outlook. How do I combat this with my Bitcoin, with my XRP, with my SUI, with my ETH? I simply open low leverage long positions on the same things that I hold in my spot bag, and that way I can actually take profits and sleep comfortably at night knowing that my long-term spot bags are untouched for now. That's why I have these positions open, and that's why I suggest at least having a few different exchanges at your disposal so you guys can trade. Down there in the description, we do have links to Blowfin, like I've said before, and you might as well just grab these XRP bonuses if you fancy it on that note. Now, we also have Ethereum and Bitcoin breaking a 3-year downtrend. This is the chart, right? Ethereum vs Bitcoin, and now we are starting to finally break out, which is very nice to finally see. We also have the alt index bouncing right off the range low. So we can see right here. Bitcoin season, we've been in it for a while. We know we've been in it for a while. We briefly touched alt season up here. This is when XRP made its first rally. You can see right here. That was alt season right here. Yes, XRP seems to be delayed as well. Just like people were really bored about what XRP was doing here. And then we got this big push to the upside. It caught everyone off guard. That's why I really like XRP as a diversification as well in our altcoin and Bitcoin trades, because it tends to move separately from the market. So first we had Bitcoin, then we had SUI, then we had ETH, and now we have XRP as well, all catching up. We have our Ethereum trade here, which I was hoping to add. If we do go down a bit, I probably will add to it, or I may just make a big position and then put a stop loss in into it. I'm potentially thinking about that now, actually. I might add to this position. Let's see how Ethereum is doing, in fact, right now. Yeah, it might be an opportunity to add. You can see on this pullback, we added, so maybe on this pullback, it's time to add. And then we put a stop loss just in case, which means we're comfortable. It doesn't matter if we lose, but I'll be considering that. If you want to see what I'm doing each and every day, you can see my trades by heading to the link in the description to the Crypto Strategy School, which is under the Patreon, and you get access to everything that I'm doing each and every day here in the Crypto Strategy School. So links for that are in the description. Now, if we continue a little bit in this thread, right, I think this is going to be very interesting for you guys. We can actually see, right, here. So high cap altcoins, especially blockchains, are no longer seen as Bitcoin alternatives. They're now understood as tech companies operating within a broader ecosystem. Ethereum, like Nvidia, Solana, like a high performing infra, and we can also see XRP being considered its own entity. I know you guys, a lot of you guys are thinking of it as its own entity. Now, we've discussed the search terms, we've discussed a lot of this, but global liquidity is also increasing while stablecoin index is also increasing. And this is leading to us to believe that there could be an alt season. Now, if there's an alt season, this could be the perfect time for XRP to absolutely explode, right? I did see a video here from Money Rules Investing Tips. He believes that XRP is going to $15 very soon because we are potentially about to see a BlackRock spot XRP ETF in the US. So the video discussed this spot Bitcoin ETF potentially sending XRP to $15. We already see Grayscale has already hinted at converting one of their XRP trusts into an ETF. While BlackRock hasn't filed yet, they recently had a closed-door meeting with the SEC, possibly discussing XRP-related regulatory clarity. We also have the Ripple SEC lawsuit effectively being over, reducing the potential $3 billion fine to $50 million, which is a drop in the bucket. And we also have a Forbes article discussing the benefits of an XRP spot ETF. We have up to 20 XRP filings already pending, with 5 to 10 likely to be approved soon. So all of this could send the price up. However, remember how Bitcoin reacted to the ETF news. It was very bullish, but it went up, and then we did have a tumble. People don't like to remember these things. They instantly forget. 21% down before the rally. So if we do get this big news, if we do get an XRP ETF, it may send the price in the short term up, but we may also see a buy the rumor, sell the news event happening. So again, like we said at the start, create your strategy. What will you do if the same thing happens? Will you take profits on the initial push? Will you buy on the push to the downside? Will you simply continue your dollar cost averaging? All of that is important to create and decide now when you are in a position where you're not panicked. Don't make these plans when the market is panicked, because that's how you make mistakes. That's how the majority of traders lose money. So with that said, guys, if you want to see what I'm doing each and every day, come and join the Crypto Strategy School. The link is in the description. And if you want to grab these XRP bonuses, or you just want to trade XRP on the spot market, the links for Blowfin are down there in the description. The reason why I like Blowfin, guys, no KYC, no VPN, no personal details. You can trade on here from anywhere in the world, and it works really nicely. So I'll leave those links, and I'll leave you until the next video. Peace.